So what they figured out that they could do so that we wouldn't gather is create a bunch of false assemblies. And they incorporated them all, because when you incorporate, you can't sue the individuals. You can only sue the corporation, which is a dead, fictitious entity. It's not really a living, biological, responsible being. And so I got caught in 3 of those in a row. So I know about 3 of the organizations. I researched them. I was in them. I realized, okay, we're doing all this, but nothing's happening. Before I found the one I'm in now. So this is what I've learned, and this is what I'm currently doing. I have learned that beginning in the Civil War, Lincoln was a bar attorney. That means he had owed an oath of allegiance to England, and he was elected president. And at the time, it was against the law for a bar attorney to be president, but he was elected. And so he wanted to put the United States land up as collateral to borrow money for the federal government and grow and do different things. And the South said, no, we don't want to put our land up as collateral. Now see, I was taught it was about slaves, but it wasn't. It was about, do we put our land up as collateral and risk having Britain be our lien holder because we were trying to get away from them? Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize this, but by the time Washington became the president, there had already been, I think it was 6, I can't remember for exactly sure, but I think it was like 16 presidents before him. We had actually been a United States before the Revolution. Before Washington was elected and the Revolution happened. So at that time we were functioning as separate little nation states, Maryland and different, the 13 different original colonial states. And what we did as little nation states, we got together and said, you know what, if we could form a union for doing some things, this would be good for all of us, because then we'd be stronger. Mm-hmm. And so that's what they did. And that's called the Constitution for the United States with a small u. The union was actually a written compact or contract with each other. This is, when we work together, this is the rules under which we're going to work. Well, after being a nation and a United States, there was a realization that we were small and we didn't have a lot of strength, and our merchant ships were being attacked on the open seas, and our only purchasers were in Europe, right? Because we didn't have anybody else in the United States that wanted our goods. Mm-hmm. No Native Americans were interested in buying our goods. So we were trying to sell to England and France and Italy and all those countries. But we were getting attacked by pirates. Mm-hmm. And at the time, England had a navy. Mm-hmm. But we didn't have any money for our navy.
I've heard some of this. I've gotten some of this through some documentaries that I've watched.
So we invited the Queen in. We invited Britain in. We said, hey, will you guard our navy? And will you guard our merchant ships with your navy? And in return, we'll pay you. Will you do that? And Britain said, sure. And we said, okay, well, we know that you've had a lot of tyranny and everything, so we want to be really careful as we invite you in that you exactly follow a compact with us so that we know that we're going to be safe dealing with you, because we already had a big war to get away from you. Yeah. So they developed a compact called the Constitution of the United States. The other one, the original one was, if I didn't say it correctly, was the Constitution for the United States. You don't have to write this down, I'm just telling you. Now we're down to the second Constitution. It didn't invalidate the first one. The first one was between the nation states. The second one was between the nation states and Britain. So, I can't remember the timeline that I have in my mind is not perfect, but within 5 years, and I actually think it was sooner, like 2 years, we realized, it would be a tremendous advantage to hire the Vatican, which is actually in the business of selling government to countries. They help nations all over the world do international trade because they have a presence in every city all over the world.
Could you hold that thought for